Yeah.
Wait. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Hello and welcome to the Screenager Podcast, Episode 2. I'm Jack McDermott, Director of American Rhapsody, everything you know that. I'm your host. I'm joined by my co-host,
Ethan Gomez-Onley.
and today we got a big episode. We're talking about Spider-Man, Birds of Prey, a movie that has dick in the title that's not the Perculosis dick. This movie, Monos, should you see it? The answer is yes.
Oh, and we're also talking about we're going to have a preview for the Mill Valley Film Festival.
The biggest preview out there for Mill Valley Film Festival. We are going in depth for every movie you need to see.
It's going to be great. Are you
It's
ready
going
to
to be
get into
epic.
it?
Yeah, so, you know, every week we have our Oop of the Week. This week we had a problem with that because we're in a bit of a disagreement because there were two big news stories this week. One, Spider-Man back in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So just to catch everyone up, Ethan, can you describe what's going on with Spider-Man, like how it's in the MCU, what's going on?
Gotcha. So, back a few years, 2015?
It's like 2014,
2015, Sony made a deal with Disney for Spider-Man to be featured in the Marvel Cinematic Universe films.
Yeah, so Sony owns the rights to Spider-Man on screen, and Disney owns the rights to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and not Spider-Man.
Yeah, and so the deal was originally that Spider-Man could be put in their movies, and Disney would let them use the other Marvel characters in the Spider-Man solo films, right? But then in August, that contract was set to expire. Very big shock. And they were frantically trying to Disney wanted, a bigger percentage of the earnings from Spider-Man films. Sony said no, and then the deal ended, and so Spider-Man was kicked out of the MCU, basically.
What? And this was a big deal because the most recent Spider-Man film earned over $1 billion. So, like, Sony's going to want to protect that money. Like, they want as much of it as possible. But at the same time, it probably wouldn't have earned as much money without Marvel. So, they really needed Disney to, like, have their characters.
Yeah, like, apparently Disney was, for the new deal, they're asking for up to 50% of the earnings.
Wow.
And Sony, I guess, didn't like that. But recently, they came out and said that they made a new deal, and he is back for one more Spider-Man solo film and to be featured in other Marvel movies.
Yes. So now the question is this a oop or not an oop?
I'm not calling it an oop.
What are you calling it?
I'm calling it oopsie, a poopsie.
Okay, well, whatever.
Or
is it good or is it bad?
Okay.
E-doggy, go.
Okay. Personally, I'm not a fan of the Marvel Spider-Man movies, such as...
Why is that?
Like Spider-Man Homecoming and Spider-Man Far From Home, to me, they didn't live up, like the Sam Raimi Spider-Man films, 1, 2, the ones with Tobey Maguire, personally, I think are very well made, except for the third one. They're very well made. They're very good Spider-Man stories. They get the whole aspect of that he has everything going against him, with his personal life, and he can't tell anyone he's Spider-Man, and then there's all these villains to fight and all that, but he keeps getting back up, and he's like a people's hero. And in these, Spider-Man Homecoming and Far From Home, it takes away the relatableness of it, like, because he's going, he's traveling the world with, like, Avengers and all that.
Oh.
And it takes that away. And also, I just don't think Tom Holland is that good as a Spider-Man personally. But I do think this deal is good just because Spider-Man's such a big part of this cinematic universe. And if he were to just suddenly disappear, it would probably feel like there's something left out, especially in future, like, Avengers movies.
And do you think that Spider-Man, like, creatively is better with Sony or with Marvel? Because I know you didn't really like those movies, like the most recent ones, but Sony did the Amazing Spider-Man 2 and stuff, so who knows?
To me, I feel like if they were to continue, if let's say Sony was going to make Spider-Man movies with Tom Holland without, the deal with Disney, I feel like they would be not as good just because they've established him in that universe with all those other superheroes. And so they wouldn't be able to use any of that or mention anything. Like, they'd have to forget about all the Iron Man stuff just because they didn't have the contract with Disney anymore. And so that would be confusing to audiences and also take out a big part of the Tom Holland Spider-Man character. So I feel like if they started a new Spider-Man, a fourth reboot of Spider-Man?
Plus the Turkish Spider-Man, which I have not seen, but want to.
Turkish Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's like a serial killer in it.
Wow.
It's a whole other thing. Google Turkish Spider-Man. You'll see some fun stuff.
Oh boy. But I think if they had a different actor, I feel like it would be fine with Sony. But if they kept with Tom Holland, I feel like it's just better with Disney because they've already established that character in their world.
Yeah. So me personally, I'm not the biggest Spider-Man fan. I love Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I thought that movie was really great visually.
That is probably the best Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, the Sam Raimi movies were fine. The Homecoming and Far From Home, they kind of just blended with the rest of the MCU movies for me. Like, I don't know.
They all basic.
They all feel the same to me.
Yeah.
So me personally, I think the splitting apart of Spider-Man from the MCU actually could have been a good thing overall, because I feel like Disney just has like too much like control over the box office, and having like a major superhero in his own franchise where he can like cross over with Venom and stuff, that could have been like a good way to like mix it up. Maybe it wouldn't look exactly like all the other Marvel movies, because I feel like there's that color palette where they're all just the same.
Yeah, like you're saying, for people who don't know, Sony, they released last year the Venom movie, which
to not great reviews.
To not critically acclaimed, but I guess it made a lot of money. And
it did make a lot of money. They're making a sequel.
Are they making a sequel?
Andy Serkis is directing it.
Very cool.
Going to be shot by great cinematographers. So I'm kind of excited for the sequel, honestly. So like, I feel like it would be cool if like they could have Spider-Man in that. But hey, Sony, you do you. So we're mixed on that. Then the other story we're mixed on this week is the trailer for Birds of Prey. This movie it's sort of like, I'm not really sure what the plot is. It looks like Harley Quinn from DC is going to be like gathering together a group of anti-heroes or something to go fight Ewan McGregor, who's playing a bad guy. And the trailer, I really liked it. It was super colorful and vibrant and exciting. It looked like visually different from the superhero movies that I've been seeing a lot of recently. And so I'm excited. I want to see this on the big screen. What do you think, Ethan?
To clarify, this is another superhero movie, but it has Harley Quinn, and she's getting together a group of anti-hero women, and then I guess I think Ewan McGregor plays the villain of the film. But okay, to me, it looks like Suicide Squad, which was the previous film Harley Quinn was featured in. Just because like from the trailer it looks like, oh look, it's Harley Quinn again, but then there's all these other forgettable characters. Like they didn't even mention the other characters. But
Suicide Squad was ugly to look at. It was like all grays and like muted colors. Like this, it's so like vibrant. There's like the deep reds and like the like blacks. Like it's like a rainbow the whole time. Like if nothing else, this is gonna be a feast for my eyes to watch.
I mean, then again, a lot of superhero movies now are trying to get more colorful with it.
The Joker. No spoilers, it is not very colorful.
Well, I don't think that type of movie's trying to be very colorful, but I'm saying like a lot of the Marvel movies are
Avengers what color was that big final battle?
Wait.
The big final battle, wasn't it just gray and darkness?
Let me say my examples. Have you seen, like Thor Ragnarok, for example? It's very, there's a lot of colors in that. Or, the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. There's like rainbows everywhere.
Ooh, but like, I don't know. I feel like those are different because they're like cosmic space movies. Like this one's more grounded and like down to earth.
Grounded.
So, yeah, she just has like a bat and she's like boom, boom, boom.
But like,
and, the grenades. Like this looks like what I imagine a comic book panel looks like. It's like cool colors, like big explosions, fun stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just, to me, it doesn't look like it'll be anything special. Like it does. It does look pretty, but like to me,
very pretty.
Like I only know that like I know the other characters. That there are other characters in the film. I couldn't name like, I know like Black Canary is a super villain, superhero, whatever is in it, right? They don't mention characters like that in the trailer.
It's
they
just
kind
a trailer.
Yeah, it is just a trailer.
In the end, yeah, it's just a trailer. We don't know if the movie's gonna be good or bad. I hope it's good. Like,
it just, to me, it just looks like it's like, Harley Quinn and a bunch of characters you don't care about.
I mean,
It could be
you
good.
haven't seen the movie though. Like, maybe you'll care about them after the movie.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It's just their marketing thus far has been shown like that, even on the posters they've released.
Because Harley Quinn's a star. Like,
Yeah, but like,
everyone cosplays as Harley Quinn. Like,
yeah, but like, wouldn't you want to like show off your other characters? I don't know. If
Sure.
they're part of the main
but then that might
cast.
be too much like the Suicide Squad, and they don't want to compare it to Suicide Squad.
Well, I mean, who knows? But to me, at least, I don't. We'll wait and see. I might say a movie.
I'm
Might not.
cautiously optimistic. Like,
Cautiously optimistic.
it looks cool. It looks cool. We'll see.
I would say I'm just like I'm a little negative on it, but it's still, I can get some hope from it.
So, if you had to choose between Spider-Man or Birds of Prey as the oop of the week,
It's not called the Oop of the Week.
it is the oop of the week.
It's the Oopsie of the Week.
No, it is the oop of the week. That is incorrect. Oop, oop, oop. So, which one is the oop of the week?
I mean, kind of obvious for me, Birds of Prey. I mean, just because I'm not very excited about it, and I think Spider-Man back with Disney is better for the character and, the whole universe as itself. Even if I don't like those Spider-Man solo movies, I do enjoy him in the other Avengers movies, so.
Well, for me, Spider-Man is a big oop for Sony, who will now have to give up like 30% of their money from
Only
Spider-Man.
25%.
25, whatever. Still, that's 25% they could have had. They could have made their own thing. Instead, they're just relying on Marvel, which will hurt them down the road, in my opinion. And Birds of Prey looks great. I'm really happy. Like, they got a female director to do it. It looks like she killed it. Like, visually, again, I'm just excited. It's going to be fun to look at easily. So now, we're moving on to our reviews of the new releases. So, Ethan, which new release did you see?
So you see, the thing with that is that I was not able to see any new releases this weekend. It's okay. I'm seeing 4 movies this.
I'm still seeing more than you, so don't even.
Jack just has more free time.
Yeah, I have no friends and nothing. I just watch
Yeah.
movies on the weekend. That's it.
All he does.
That's it. Someone hang out with me, please.
He's very
Please.
lonely.
Okay. Yeah, so I saw 2 movies this weekend. We can start with The Death of Dick Long. So, I first saw this movie back in April at the SF Film Festival. The director was there for a Q&A. So basically, The Death of Dick Long. What is it? Well,
What is it about, Jack? Give me the rundown.
so basically, in Alabama, there are these 3 friends. One of them's named Dick Long. And after a wild night of partying, Dick is bleeding everywhere. They bring him to the hospital. He dies. It's not shown immediately what his cause of death was, and I will not spoil it, but I will say it is thoroughly hilarious when it is revealed, and probably one of the funniest twists I've seen in a movie.
Okay, well, I haven't seen the film, but just from the title of the movie alone,
It is funny. So
I can get a good sense of what the movie.
no, you can't, because this is from the director of Swiss Army Man. That was directed by two guys. This is just one of them. This is like a side project for him. And what Swiss Army Man did so well that this movie also does is sort of balancing tones. Like Swiss Army Man was like a wacky comedy and like this like thought-provoking thing about human nature and shit. And this movie is about a failing marriage and like covering up this like murder that they did and like what happened, and there's like police trying to figure out who's responsible, and they are idiots. The main characters are absolute idiots. They're so bad at covering up what happened, and it just leads to some hilarity. The script is really tight. Every action has like a consequence, and the plot just keeps like everyone just keeps like getting closer and closer to discovering the truth, and when they do, it is hilarious. But also the end, I almost cried, so like it's also very emotional. This movie, it's not great or anything. It's very cheaply made, but it doesn't need a big budget or anything. It's just people hanging out, talking and stuff. Overall, I recommend you see it if it's showing near you. It's not getting a very wide release, but I guarantee that if you see it, the twist will make it worth it, because like there's not really any big stars in it. Like, it's not gonna blow you away, but if you're looking for a good time at the movies, The Death of Dick Long will make you laugh for like 2 hours, and it'll keep you engaged, and yeah, all for it. Yeah, so this weekend I pulled a double feature. I was rewatching The Death of Dick Long, and then I saw this other movie, Monos. Now, Monos is kind of hard to describe, honestly. So it's this Colombian film. It stars Julianne Nicholson and what's his name, Moses Arias, who is great in this movie, absolutely great. He was in The Kings of Summer, which is really good. He was in Pitch Perfect 3, Jean-Claude Van Johnson. I'm actually a big fan of his work. Whenever he shows up, he kind of kills it.
You big fan of Pitch Perfect 3?
Pitch Perfect 3 is surprisingly good.
Wait, explain. Go into detail, Jack.
Well, I remember enjoying it very much when I saw it in theaters like 2 years ago. Besides that, I cannot speak to it much. Okay. Anyway, Monos, though. This is not at all like Pitch Perfect 3. It is about Colombian, like, it's these kids. They're in like a military thing, like a military outpost. They're all alone. It's just like 10 of them, and then this hostage from America, I think. And then stuff happens. I don't really want to spoil like what happens in it. I don't know how to describe this movie, but what I can say is you need to see this movie. It is so great. It is easily one of my favorite films of the year. The cinematography is insane. Like, just looking at it, like, blew me away. You need to see this movie on the biggest screen possible. I wish they were showing it in IMAX. I would travel many miles to see this movie in IMAX. The colors are so vibrant. The score, Micah Levi, I think the guy's name is, who did the score. He did the score for Under the Skin and Jackie. His music just adds so much tension to this, and like, just in the quiet scenes, like the music, oh lordy. All the child actors are really great. I totally bought them in their roles. This script kind of blew me away, because as a filmmaker, I've always wanted to do a script quite like this one, with like adapting a story to like a new age and like a new context. But the way this interweaves, like, it has hints of Lord of the Flies, but like it's also just about war and like the cost of war and how war like affects children and stuff. It's just insane. Like, the action scenes in this, there are action scenes, are pulse pounding, like just like running through the forest with the camera. Oh my God, you guys just need to see this movie. I promise you will love it. It is so good. Like, I don't know what to say.
Okay, well, now that you're done raving about movies, let's go back. So
Yeah, for the record, Ethan just checked out that whole time. Yeah.
I was not checking out. I was listening. I've already heard his talk about these movies, but for the audience, for The Death of Dick Long, would you recommend it? Do you want to give it a score out of 10?
Yeah, so if I had to rate The Death of Dick Long out of 10, let's see. I'd probably give it a 7. Like, go see it. It's not going to change your life, but it's a damn good time.
What about the same for Monos?
Monos, like 9.5. I can't really think of anything I didn't like. There was one part that I remember not liking, but I don't even remember what that was. Like, this movie, just please see Monos if it's showing near you. It's showing like one theater in the Bay Area, and just go see this movie, guys. I'm telling you, you're gonna love it. It's so good.
Okay, Jack, we get it. You really like that movie.
I really liked it.
Okay, so now that we're done with that, let's move on to our Mill Valley Film Festival preview. If you don't know, the Mill Valley Film Festival is a
film festival
in Mill Valley.
Yes, it runs from October 3rd to 13th this year. Every year it's about 10 days. They show a lot of the movies that go to Toronto International Film Festival, Telluride, Venice, a lot of the Oscar movies, Oscar hopefuls.
Last year, one of the big movies they showed was Green Book.
Yeah, they had the U.S. premiere of Green Book, which ended up winning Best Picture, and it won the Audience Award at Mill Valley. So this year, I noticed the slate was a little bigger than years past, which I'm excited about.
This is my first year going, but just the slate alone is like, it's a very exciting movie slate. But here, we'll jump into it.
Hey, wait, hold up. I got a little bit to say. So first of all, why should you go to a film festival?
To see movies.
Yes, and film festivals, like, so they have like a schedule of movies. They're usually only showing like once or twice per festival, and if you go there, you're going to meet a ton of people that love movies just as much as you. You're going to see some really interesting movies that might not get theatrical releases. You're going to see
there's a lot of independent films.
A lot of independent films. Sometimes the filmmakers are in attendance, which is really exciting. So you can ask them some questions afterwards. I highly recommend going to Mill Valley if you're in the Bay Area. It's a good one. I'm gonna be real, the Q&As sometimes are kind of whack, but that's my opinion. So this will be my third.
Is this your
fourth. I think it's my fourth year attending Mill Valley Film Festival.
Wow.
The first time I went, I saw like 2 movies. I loved one of them. The other one was okay. I've been seeing more and more movies there each year. I think this year will be my record. I think I'm seeing 6 movies?
7
movies, yes.
Wow. This is my first year going.
Yeah.
But I'll only be seeing 3 movies, but like there are a lot of movies that like release not long after too. So.
Yeah. So, the festival actually starts tonight with the opening night film, which is Just Mercy, which we will not be attending, sadly, as we have tests to study for.
For clarity, we are recording this as of Thursday, October 3rd.
Yes, and we will be releasing it this day, so it will show up as from then.
Hopefully release it this day.
We are releasing it this day. Just Mercy. That movie, can you describe it a little, Ethan?
Just Mercy. Why do you do this to me, Jack? I have not looked much into this movie.
Okay, well, it's like a civil rights, it's like a lawsuit movie with like racial stuff. I think Michael B. Jordan stars in it. He's defending Jamie Foxx, who's like wrongly convicted or something. Looks pretty good. I heard like all right things about it from Toronto International Film Festival, where it had its premiere. It's directed by the guy who did Short Term 12, which I love. That movie is great. Gave us Brie Larson, Rami Malek, Lakeith Stanfield. That movie was something. this movie. I might catch it when it comes out. Might try to go to like a screening of it if they have one.
Man, you really like asked me about like one of the few movies that I don't know about, but like here.
One of the many.
I know. Okay, here. I'll go over the next one.
Okay, what are we going to be seeing tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night we'll be seeing Knives Out. This
Whoa.
is directed by Rian Johnson, director of Looper and Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
And Brick.
Oh, and Brick. That's probably one of his first.
Yeah, that's his first.
Yeah, he's a good director. You know, unless you're one of those people that don't.
Okay, what's your opinion on him? I don't want to hear other people's opinions. I want to hear your opinion.
I haven't seen Brick. I have seen Looper and Star Wars: The Last Jedi, and I thought they're both very good movies. They weren't like super mind blowing, but I thought they were well directed and they had like a good vision behind it. And I am very excited for this movie. This movie is called Knives Out. It has a very, very big cast. You know, so it's like Jamie Lee Curtis, Daniel Craig. You know, do you want to name some more?
Lakeith Stanfield's in it. Toni Collette's in it. Everybody's in it. And the reviews out of Toronto for this one were absolute raves. Like, it sounds like it's a huge crowd pleaser, murder mystery. It sounds hilarious and twisty and just everything you could want in a good murder mystery. I'm very excited.
It's supposed to be a new spin-ish on the classic, you know, whodunit kind of.
Yes.
Kind of movies. So, like, you know, house murder mystery.
Correct.
I'm excited. Let's. We have a lot to get through. Let's move on to the next one.
Okay, yeah. So, something I will be attending on Saturday. It will be my first time attending. It is their annual Mind the Gap Summit. This is to promote, let's see, how do I put this? It's like their annual like women in film program sort of. So they have a bunch of talks from like female directors, female financiers, all this stuff. And it's really interesting because they're going to be talking a lot about how to get your movie made in Hollywood, like what the steps are. There's going to be some interesting insights. I'm just really looking forward to it. There's like 40 guest speakers. It's going to be insane. Olivia Wilde's going to be talking there about Booksmart and stuff. It just sounded like a really interesting way to spend my day. And I'm very excited for that because, it just sounds super fun. And they do it every year. And I've always heard great things about it.
All right. Well, the next movie is we are not seeing this movie, but Jojo Rabbit. It is directed by Taika Waititi, director. Taika Waititi. What?
You said TT.
Why are you laughing about that? Okay, but he's the director of Thor Ragnarok and the Wild
Hunt for the Wilder People. What We Do in the Shadow. It's not Wildebeest.
I almost said that.
You did say it.
Okay, but it's about a young boy who
has an imaginary friend who's Hitler, and the young boy is a Nazi.
It's a
comedy.
It's a comedy taking place in Nazi Germany, 1940s.
Sounds funny.
Hitler's his imaginary friend. It's looks like a good comedy. I don't know much to say. I've heard it's like a little controversial just because. It's because it is a satire of Nazis. So that's like...
Yeah, I've heard mixed things about this, not even just, like, putting the controversy aside. So I've heard from some critics who thought it was just a meh movie, like, it didn't go very in-depth on the, like, Nazi shit. It's just, like, what are you doing? It's just... time code. It's very surface level, it doesn't get very deep. But then some people think it's like really biting and clever and funny and wholesome and like should be shown to kids so they understand like about identity and stuff. I don't know. We won't be seeing it. I'll see it when it comes out. Big fan of Taika Waititi. And it's very notable that it won the Audience Award at Toronto. And that is often a predecessor of winning Best Picture at the Oscars. So... hey, who knows?
We'll be sure to give it a review when we do see it. Do you want to go over the next film?
Yeah. I think, yeah. So this movie has been receiving the most hype I've heard in a very long time for a movie. It's Parasite.
Are you sure about that?
Yes, I've been hearing nothing but like absolute raves about this.
Setting aside, blockbuster movies and all that.
No. We can talk about this in a second. Let me just describe the movie to the people, Ethan.
Okay,
So,
go ahead.
Parasite is from Bong Joon-ho, who made Okja, Snowpiercer, The Host, which I'll be talking about a little later. Yeah, it's a movie about these two like lower class people who go to work to be like an English tutor for this rich family, and it's all about like class warfare and stuff. Apparently it gets crazy or something. We'll see. I've just heard nothing but absolute raves about this movie. It has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. Everyone's calling it a masterpiece. I just could not be more excited for this movie. I love Bong Joon-ho, and yeah.
Me too. We're seeing this Sunday night. Yeah, I'm very excited. It looks like it'll be phenomenal. The next movie on our list, I think it's pronounced. Is it Les Miserables?
Les Miserables.
Les Miserables. Okay.
We are not seeing this movie at the festival because our schedules are so full. His with like plans and stuff, mine with other movies.
I mean, we also have like school.
It's on a weekend.
Okay, I didn't look at the schedule for Les Miserables, but
I did. What is Les Miserables, Ethan?
They've made so many versions of this. It's just a classic.
This is not a musical, to be clear.
It's based off the
Kinda. Very loose. Not really. I will take control of this one. It is about some cops, and it's sort of
It's a different take on the story.
I don't even know if it's really based on the story. It's just set in the same place as the story in a very different time. It's about like class warfare, racism in France. It sounds really interesting. It's France's submission for the best foreign film Oscar. I really want to see this. It sounds crazy ambitious and really well filmed. I've been hearing great things. I'm not totally sure when it's releasing, but Amazon's in charge of that, so I'm sure it'll be coming out very soon. And yeah, I cannot wait to see this one. It looks very, very exciting and like a new filmmaking voice that should be heard.
Okay, I'm not very excited. I don't know. It just doesn't.
Watch the trailer. It's so good.
The trailer is all
You
right.
haven't even seen the trailer.
I have.
You have?
Yeah,
Wow.
I watched it a while ago, but yes, I've seen the trailer. All right. Do you want to go to the next one? Or do you want me to go to the next one?
Ooh, I feel like we should save that one for last.
You want to say? Okay,
Yeah.
let's save that one for last. I'll go over this one then. Another movie that'll be playing there is Honey Boy.
With Shia LaBeouf in attendance.
Shia LaBeouf in attendance.
And the director, Alma Harrell.
We are not seeing this movie.
Because we have school and it's on a weeknight.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but yeah. It's basically almost like an autobiography of his
pretty much
life,
is an autobiography, yes.
because it's about Shia LaBeouf's relationship with his father.
And Shia LaBeouf is playing his father.
Yeah, he's playing his father in the movie. It's supposed to be very like a kind of a riveting father-son story, and it's like Shia LaBeouf described it as like kind of like a therapy session for him, just because it's based off his own life.
Yeah, and so Shia LaBeouf not only stars in it, but he also wrote the screenplay for it. And he's actually been named one of Variety's 10 screenwriters to watch. We're going to be talking a little more about that event a little later.
Oh, yes.
But yeah, the next movie, which I will be seeing,
I will not be attending, sadly,
is The Two Popes. Now, you might think, this movie sounds totally lame. It's about popes. Ew, gross.
That's kind of like anti-religious, Jack.
That's what you thought.
I didn't say that.
Okay, then why aren't you seeing this?
Well, because I am busy that day.
Sure, you have plans 2 weeks in advance. Okay.
Yes.
So The Two Popes. The Two Popes is about
This man only sees movies, to be clear.
This movie is about Pope Benedict and Pope Francis, and like the sort of transfer of power between the two of them as Pope Francis one of the popes is retiring, and that's never been done before. Usually popes die in office, so this is a new thing, and it's sort of like a dialogue between the popes. It's supposed to be really spectacular. It's getting a ton of Oscar buzz. It's directed by Fernando Melier. I don't know how to say his last name. The director of City of God, which was just highly, highly recommended to me, and I need to see it like ASAP. I've heard it's really great. I just really want to see it. And yeah, I'm hearing a lot of Oscar buzz about this movie. I think it could be a surprise Best Picture nominee. We'll see. Netflix is releasing it. They love throwing money away. So yeah, I'm excited to see it. And the director will be in attendance. So woo!
Very exciting. Okay, I will go for the next one. The next one on the list,
Yes.
it isn't a movie.
It's better than a movie.
Okay, so this has nothing to do with this, but okay, Snoop Dogg, you know.
Yes.
You know Snoop Dogg. He's having some sort of show at
He is having a DJing session at Mill Valley Film Festival in like a tiny venue. It sold out in seconds. It was crazy.
I mean, it's the tickets are like really
it was
expensive.
$150 a ticket, and you had to be 21 to go. Otherwise, I would have given them like a bajillion dollars. I would have been like, just let me go, please. That sounds so cool. Like Snoop Dogg and like a bunch of Anyway, one thing I should say about the Mill Valley Film Festival, the audience there is usually very white and very old. So
Except us.
yeah, who are white and young.
Yeah.
We are Mill Valley Film Festival junior citizens.
Junior citizens, perfect.
Yeah, so Snoop Dogg at Mill Valley Film Festival would just be hilarious and like the best time ever, but we're too young to go. It's very sad.
A very odd addition, but sure, very cool.
Yeah, so then the next movie I am seeing at the festival is The Cat and the Moon. You might not have heard of this movie. It is the directorial debut of Alex Wolff, who stars as the son in Hereditary, and he also stars in this movie as the main character, I think. He's playing like a troubled teen who struggles with drug addiction. Honestly, it sounded kind of cliche, but Alex Wolff is in attendance, the trailer looked cool, so
in Hereditary, he kind of showed himself.
Yeah, he kind of stole the movie.
Yeah,
Toni Collette was just great.
He didn't steal the movie, but
he was damn good.
He had a very good performance.
Yeah, so I'm very much looking forward to seeing that one. Ethan, you're our big blockbusters guy. Do you want to talk about Ford v Ferrari?
Okay, this isn't like a big blockbuster. Just because I don't have a very independent film movie taste. Okay, this next film is Ford v Ferrari. It stars Christian Bale and Matt Damon as the leads, and it's a racing movie. It's based off the true story of Ford, the car company,
vroom,
right?
Vroom.
Vroom vroom, trying to build a car that can beat Ferrari, which at the time,
vroom.
Shut up, Jack. At the time in the '60s, Ferrari was the lead. It was very big. I mean, it's Ferrari, man. I mean, it's huge.
Yeah.
But they're trying to build a car, beat Ferrari. It's a racing movie.
In a big race, yeah. Mm-hmm. There's a risky driver and down on his luck, whatever. Yeah, it's a racing movie. It's a true story. Directed by James Mangold, who did Logan, which Ethan loved. And I really liked too.
You can't not like Logan. It's well made.
I'm sure someone didn't like it. So yeah.
Someone probably was mad.
I've heard that this movie is very, the racing scenes are edge of your seat intense. It's a crowd pleaser. Should be fun. We will not be seeing it because it is closing night and they're charging $85 a ticket. So yeah. By the way, Mill Valley Film Festival, if you are listening to this, stop charging so much for your closing night stuff. Honestly, that is insane. It's $120 for a ticket to opening night. Who does that? Y'all are scammers. This is criminal. Anyway, next on the list is a movie I will be seeing, Marriage Story. So,
Yeah.
don't you want to see a movie about divorce?
No.
I know I do. So this movie is supposed to be really, really good. It's Adam Driver and Scarlett Johansson starring as a couple who get divorced. And it's supposed to be just like really heartbreaking and devastating. And the performances are supposed to be great. It's directed by Noah Baumbach, who made other movies, none of which I've seen. This will be my first Noah Baumbach movie. He's going to be at the screening for Mill Valley. Laura Dern's going to be there. Ray Liotta's going to be there.
It is what the title is. It's a marriage story.
It's a marriage story, and I think I'm going to cry, even though I myself have not been married.
You're only 16.
Correct.
Yeah, Jack kind of cries a lot during movies, so I wouldn't be
That
surprised.
is true. I am very emotionally vulnerable.
Very emotionally vulnerable.
The next movie we're talking about is Pain and Glory. This is the Pedro Almodovar film about himself, pretty much, I'm pretty sure. I don't know a ton about this movie. I'm trying to go in not knowing that much. We won't be seeing it at Mill Valley Film Festival. However, it goes into limited release this weekend, so I'm sure we'll be seeing it very soon. It's been getting a lot of comparisons to 8.5, as it is sort of an autobiography about a filmmaker by a filmmaker, about like his creative struggles and all this. I saw 8.5. It was very confusing, but I liked a lot of it, I think.
You think?
It was complicated. It was all over the place. There were the director was very horny. I'm just going to be totally honest. It was a very horny film, but
That's a little creepy.
hey, it was like Italy in the 50s or something. Like, you do you, director.
Okay.
Ethan, would you like to talk about the next thing we are going to?
Okay, well, I'll talk about the next film on the list.
The next thing we're going to.
Oh, okay. Well, this thing will go over briefly. It's just a...
Not briefly, because there's some news stories I want to talk about with it.
Okay. It is a variety session. It basically, there's 10 screenwriters. It's a screenwriter session where they just talk about screenwriting. And
Yeah, so...
they'll also have other guests in attendance, and then... what were you saying? Didn't you say Shia LaBeouf was going to be there?
So Shia LaBeouf might be there. So basically every year, Variety announces 10 screenwriters to watch. It's sort of like their up-and-coming screenwriters thing. And this year they announced 10 screenwriters. Most of them will be in attendance for this like ceremony where they're going to be like talking about film, doing all this. We're not totally sure if Shia LaBeouf's going to be there, but he's going to get the award. Who knows? But the person I'm most excited to see there is the writer of the movie 1917, which just had like a new trailer come out and a new featurette about it being all one shot. I'm fascinated to hear about that screenplay.
Yeah.
And very much looking forward to that movie.
I mean, 1917 isn't playing here, but I will say.
Yeah. It's not playing anywhere because it's not done yet, I'm pretty sure.
No, it releases in like December, I think. But
November.
Okay, I'm sorry. Next movie on our list is The Lighthouse, A24's next big movie. Jack loves A24 movies. He's so excited.
We know.
For this.
I love A24.
But
honestly, this is not my most anticipated A24 movie. That would be like Uncut Gems probably, because that movie looks interesting. Anyway,
this movie is about it's about two lighthouse keepers. Alone, played by William Dafoe and Robert Pattinson. Willem.
Yeah.
Is it William?
No, it's Willem.
Is it Willem?
It's Willem.
Willem Dafoe.
Willem.
Is it really?
I swear to God.
Wait, I want to.
You can look it up.
I want to look it up.
While
right
he
now.
looks it up, basically it's these two lighthouse guys. There's some supernatural stuff happening. It's all black and white from the guy who made The Witch, which is a very good movie. Ethan, have you seen The Witch?
Yeah, I have. I thought it was all right to me, to be honest.
Wow.
But this one, I don't know. It looks like a good psychological thriller.
I don't know if
That's
it's psychological. It's like supernatural.
I read a review and it
Hey,
called it.
Don't spoil nothing.
They called it psychological thriller.
Oh, okay.
Whoa.
Well, we'll see. Ethan, can you verify the spelling of his name?
You're right, Jack. It is Willem Dafoe. Willem. I thought it was William Dafoe.
Fun fact of the day, Willem.
His name was Willem.
So now we're going to move on to the final movie we're talking about. This is not the final movie we're seeing. We're seeing it kind of in the middle of the festival. But this is the one that we are both most excited for. Or at least I am. I don't know about you.
I'm very, very, very excited for this.
It is The Irishman. So, Martin Scorsese's new gangster epic, 3.5 hours long, starring a de-aged Pacino, De Niro, and Pesci, and Harvey Keitel's in it too, I think. And
features an all-star cast.
All-star cast from a great screenwriter, Steve Zalian, and the reviews are out. They're great. Like, it sounds like this is gonna be a really, really good movie, and the 3.5 hours are gonna fly by.
I've seen a lot of masterpieces and classics being thrown around in those reviews. Who knows if
We'll
those
see,
will hold
yeah.
up? But it looks like a phenomenal classic gangster film.
And the thing is, last week it was our oop of the week. So, looks like just because it was an oop last week doesn't mean it's an oop for life.
Well,
I'm talking to you, Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Okay, there is no Uber of the week this week because we did not decide.
We could not agree, but I say Spider-Man. He says Birds of Prey.
Okay, but getting back to it, The Irishman. It's probably my most excited
Of the festival.
Yeah, of the festival.
Sure. Most excited, yeah. No one's gonna. Unfortunately, Martin Scorsese will not be attending, but we will have reviews for you guys of all the movies we are seeing at the festival. Can't wait to share it all with you. Ethan, what movie that we are not seeing do you most want to see?
What movie that we're not seeing? To be honest, TBH. I might have to say Honey Boy, just because
You stole my answer. That's not fair.
No.
I'm gonna pick something else then.
Okay, just pick something else. There's a lot.
Wait, so why Honey Boy?
Okay,
Just because Shia LaBeouf, or
not just Shia LaBeouf. I mean, he seems like he's trying to kind of give himself a different image than he had previously, just because
or have people be more understanding, kind of.
Yeah, so he's not because he did that whole thing where he wore a paper bag on his
Shia
head.
LaBeouf has done many things.
He's a controversial celebrity,
yes,
to say the least. But it just looks like very different from what he's done previously. And I've
for
heard
sure.
Good things about it, and I'm excited. Can't
Yeah.
wait till it comes out.
So the thing I'm most sad to be missing is the Snoop Dogg concert.
Oh my god, that's not a movie, Jack.
Fine, I always don't answer these questions right. Then I guess it would be
Can you just answer a question right for once?
either Les Miserables or The Lighthouse. As a movie, if we're just talking about the movies, then Les Miserables. But Robert Pattinson's gonna be at the Lighthouse screening, and it'd be super cool to meet him. And so safe to say that we are both very excited about Mill Valley Film Festival.
I'm very excited. This is my first time.
We're going tomorrow. That's so soon. Wow. You guys should go if you can.
Jesus.
Say hi to us. Also, this week we got to give away some tickets to Mill Valley Film Festival. Congratulations to Destroy Eats, who won. I hope to see you at the festival. Yeah, you won 6 free tickets. You guys should stay tuned. We're working on getting more giveaways for this show, so keep listening, and we might have something coming up, something big.
Yeah, we might have a big giveaway coming up.
Yeah, so
Wink, wink.
subscribe. So Ethan, what good movie? So we're moving on from Mill Valley Film Festival to our segment now streaming. Ethan, what movie did you stream this week?
Then let's see. Let me think. I didn't think about this beforehand.
Unprepared.
I know. I'm sorry.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna cover while he thinks. So,
Let me look at
how
my
are you
recently watched
doing? How's your day been going? I really hope you're doing okay. let me know if anything's up. I just want to make sure that you guys are all right because I'm all right. Let's see. This weekend, I'm going to be very busy at Mill Valley Film Festival, but I always got time for you guys. Oh, looks like we're back.
Okay, I will say that this isn't a brand new movie. This is a very, I was looking
That's fine.
It's an older, it's a classic. Just because, obviously, Jack, I know you've seen Joker. You released a review on it.
Yes, I did. You should go check out my review.
I'll be seeing it Sunday, and so I was thinking, because I've heard so many comparisons to Taxi Driver, I rewatched Taxi Driver a few nights ago. I don't know. If you haven't seen Taxi Driver, it's on Netflix. Watch it. It's a masterpiece. It is.
Wow. He used the M word.
The M word. I'm so sorry. It's a phenomenal movie about a guy living in 1970s New York, and just watching. It's a character study film. You see him just
directed by Martin Scorsese, starring Robert De Niro.
Yes. Thank you, Jack.
You're welcome.
It just shows him evolve. So by the end of the film, he's just basically a completely different person, and it's like a lot of themes of violence and living in New York in the 70s.
Wow, that sounds a lot like Joker.
I mean, I don't think does that take place. When does it take place?
I don't know when it takes place. It takes place not in the present day.
Okay.
Also, if you're looking for Joker movies, King of Comedy, watch it. You'll be shocked. Anyway. The movie I streamed this week. So Taxi Driver is streaming on Netflix?
Yes.
Okay, well, the movie I streamed this week is streaming on Pluto TV, which is a free streaming service app thing. I think it's also on Stars. The movie I saw, The Host, a film by Bong Joon-ho. I'm catching up on my Bong Joon-ho movies before Parasite. This movie, it's like a Korean monster movie, kind of. There's some radioactive chemicals in the river, and all of a sudden this big fish monster comes out and starts eating people. This guy's looking for his daughter who got taken by the monster, and it's really good. Super fun movie. Got really invested in the characters. Yeah, highly recommend it. And you can stream it for free on Pluto TV. You don't need to sign up or anything. There's just some ads. So highly recommend watching The Host. It's a very fun time. Got some fun CGI monster stuff. The CGI is not great in it, but It's a very low budget movie clearly, and they did a lot with a little. So I highly recommend seeing that.
That's good. Yeah, see both those movies.
Taxi Driver and The Host. That sounds like a fun double feature.
Mm-hmm. All right. Is there anything else to talk about?
Yeah. So this weekend, obviously, Joker comes out.
I'll be seeing
very
it this
exciting.
weekend.
Yeah, he'll be seeing it this weekend. We're gonna have a spoiler review for you guys next week. We will not be covering any of the movies we see at Mill Valley next week, as we will still be in the middle of seeing all this stuff. So we're gonna have a huge Mill Valley Film Festival breakdown in 2 weeks. Look forward to that. Subscribe.
Stay
be ready.
tuned.
It's gonna be big.
It'll be a long episode.
Yeah. Also coming out this week, there is Pain and Glory, the Pedro Almodovar film, and I feel like there's something else. I can't think of it. It's fine. We're not going to be reviewing any of the other new releases this week because we're going to be busy at Mill Valley.
Oh, yeah. Yay.
Yeah, so if you're missing all our stuff, make sure to check us out on Amazon and YouTube. We got some short films on there I'm sure you guys would enjoy. And yeah, so next week, look forward to our Joker spoiler review, and maybe we're going to toss in some other stuff there. We'll see. You might hear what we think of The Irishman. You might hear a little something about Knives Out. Who knows?
Yeah, and some new news stories, new movie news stories. Yeah, I think that wraps it up for this episode, Jack.
Yeah, I think it does.
Alrighty. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much for listening.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
If you listen to the end, comment banana peel. I'm sure nobody's going to comment banana peel. If you comment banana peel and I know you, I'll give you a hug.
Wait, I mean, people who are listening to this...
if you're listening on Spotify, then too bad. I love you anyway.
Just go to YouTube and comment it.
Yeah, we'll see you next week with our Joker spoiler review. Check out my Joker review if you're waiting. Yeah, we'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Days I was down, now I'm up and I'm flexing. Snakes and bees on my feet, I be dressing. Got some people hating, but I ain't really stressing. If you run up on me, hit you with the Smith & Wesson.